In this episode, I'm talking with Alexander Rus. We talk about how artificial intelligence influences search engine optimization, specifically for the task of creating SEO-optimized content, and his personal way into SEO. Alexander is the founder and CEO of Evergreen Media, a content marketing and SEO agency based in Innsbruck, Austria. Evergreen Media helps medium-sized companies and corporations scaling their online sales and strengthen their digital brand. Have fun with the episode and welcome to the Online Marketing Cabin.
The Online Marketing Cabin is brought to you by Impside, Europe's biggest WordPress agency. If you run a website or online shop or are in need of a WordPress or WooCommerce plugin, Impside is your go-to agency for solutions on an enterprise scale.
Hi Alexander, a pleasure to have you here. How are you and how is 2023 going for you so far?
First of all, thank you for having me. It's going really well for really interesting times. As we were talking before, what we're seeing is smaller businesses are kind of struggling right now, and but large corporations, they are waking up. I think they are jumping onto the AI hype and they are implementing stuff and they are getting moving, which is really cool and super exciting. So I think it's going to be probably in terms of companies a struggling time, but I think it's going to be really exciting 2023.
Awesome. Thank you for that insight already. I'm so glad I have you here. Actually, I watched all your YouTube content in the last weeks in preparation of that call.
Thank you.
For our listeners, if you don't know, Alexander has, together with his SEO and content marketing agency, Evergreen Media, a YouTube channel, which you should, of course, check out after hearing that podcast if you're interested what else he has to say. He's publishing very deep-founded content where he shares his expertise in search engine optimization and content marketing, and lately to the very much hyped topic of artificial intelligence. So if you're interested what he else has to say after the podcast, definitely go to his YouTube channel. And Alex, I think a lot of people wonder, you said already, small companies are struggling, mid-sized companies are waking up. People wonder what AI actually changes in content marketing, how it will influence SEO. And yeah, my personal question, are we all replaced by machines soon?
I think I can answer that really easy. No, we're not gonna get replaced, not at all. Not even content creators or people that are creating visuals and so on, where there's also a huge hype. I think it will make everybody way more productive. Boring stuff will get is from now on very easy scalable, and humans can use their brains for way cooler stuff. So what we say is AI will help us spend more time on content love and less time on the boring part of content creation. And that's what I think it's where it's going to go.
That's a super interesting perspective on the topic. I think we are recording that in early March of 2023. I think when the hype cycle emerged in late November last year, everybody was going crazy about every content manager, content marketer will be replaced. We are all losing our jobs. So if you were afraid of artificial intelligence up to now, I hope Alexander already calmed you down a little bit. Before we dive into the topic of AI deeper and how we actually can utilize the human factor in SEO and content marketing, like you described, I would like to learn a little bit more about you as a person, so our listeners have some kind of idea who you are, what are you doing exactly, and what your background personally is. To start this, we usually play a game. It's called Two Truths, One Lie, and it's pretty self-explaining because you can tell us 3 statements or stories about yourself, including 1 lie and 2 truths. And by the end of the episode, I will try to find out which one was the lie. So,
Okay.
what are your 3 facts you brought with us?
Okay,
with
so
you for
my
us?
first fact is I can speak Dutch fluently. I'm originally from Brugge, so from Belgium. That's my first fact. That's a boring fact. Then I have more than 6 copies of my absolutely favorite book, Marcus Aurelius' Meditations. And that sounds pretty weird for somebody who's a, an SEO nerd and like content marketing nerd. When I was a kid, I always wanted to become a farmer because of the machinery and the animals.
Okay. Those are pretty good facts, I would say. I'm already thinking about them. So you're basically like a stoic Belgium farmer who made it into SEO.
I wanted to try to become a farmer. I haven't made it.
Okay. So that's pretty interesting. I mean, I never read Marcus Aurelius' Meditations, but I'm a big fan of him and Stoicism in person. If you're listening on Spotify or audio formats, you have to know this is a video podcast, and what you can't see, what you can see if you go on YouTube or Spotify video, I actually have a face of a little poster of Marcus Aurelius here back in my office.
How cool is that?
I-
I have one over there.
yeah?
Yes.
Oh, but I cannot see. I can just see your lovely Evergreen Media wallpaper you have there in green.
It's
So
it's real moss, right? It's real plant.
you have to water it. It's like is
No,
it alive or
it's a dead plant.
okay, you like dead plants. Okay, but it's looking awesome. I was thinking of copying something for my office here, for my little studio. So yeah, I already have some insights of if Marcus Aurelius' 6 books of meditations is truth or lie. I'm still not sure about the Belgium origins of you or your dream to become a farmer.
The obvious question is if I can say something in Dutch. That's easy to try.
Yes, but I will wait with that until the end of the episode because I don't want to ruin the game for our listeners. So everybody is invited to follow what Alexander is telling us in the next minutes, and if he maybe exposes his lie without being aware of it. So we already have now a little bit of insight who you are, but the question is still, how have you started with SEO and how have you progressed in your career and become the founder and CEO of Evergreen Media?
That's actually a really crazy story. So I was studying IT when I was 21, and that summer I was like doing a trip through Germany, France, Spain, Switzerland, Netherlands, and so on. And in Switzerland, I met now a long-term friend who was doing affiliate marketing, and he was like, "Yeah, and you can like travel the world and be this digital nomad and make all this money and so on." And that's when I came home. I paused my IT studies. I haven't unpaused them yet. That was
you're still a student.
I'm still a student right now.
that was before the bachelor and master reform, right? You can study forever. Yes.
And yeah, and I started out, and affiliate marketing it's a crazy game of weird niches and so on. And there was this niche forum, Wickedfire, where I learned all my skills, and that went pretty well. All I was doing is I was checking out niches in America that were where there was a lot of money in it, and then I did SEO for my affiliate site in Germany for that, for example, weight loss and stuff, and all those weird topics. And that's how I got into. That's why I know a lot about online marketing besides SEO. But my main thing always was SEO. And then the big turnaround actually came when Google was like changing the tone. Like in 2011, 2012, they started like cracking down on black hat SEO and cracking down on affiliate marketing. They are still cracking down on affiliate marketing. And that's when I started changing more and more into client management and doing like the good SEO and the good content marketing. And
So
not
you
the,
changed hats.
yeah,
Right.
yes. So I know all the black hat stuff, how you do it. And I learned so much about the technical aspects and what's possible and how the algorithm works. And that still helps me today because as a black hat, you think outside of the box and you shouldn't use those things, but they help you in like creating new strategies and solving like complex issues. And then in 2012, I founded Evergreen Media. And then the first years I was alone. And then when I thought, I knew I was what I was doing, I started hiring, and now we are 40 people.
40 people, impressive. I think starting as affiliate marketer is one of the best ways to get into online marketing, and particularly in SEO. And I think the best SEOs I've met in my life or career always had been that affiliate background, because it all starts with you sitting in your bedroom, having the urge or need of earning money and going out into the web, publishing something, and then sitting in front of a website with zero traffic. And then the line of question starts where you figure out, okay, I have this offer, this website or this affiliate page, I need traffic. How? Okay, I need to optimize that on page. Oh, it's still not coming, traffic's still not coming in. I need to do off-page optimization. And then you start into learning all the crafts and basically how the web works traffic-wise. And I think that is still today a valuable craft for every content manager, for example. I think it moved a lot into journalism or editorial publishing. That's why it is very interesting what you do in Evergreen Media, because you have that also in your company, that content marketing and editorial aspect. But you need to be a good writer and have a sense of how putting content together, but you also need to have an understanding how you have to craft a piece so it is possible for it to rank or to convert, right?
I would also always say like what keeps everything in our company together is everything needs to be user-centric. So in terms of SEO or content marketing, everything is always about thinking, what do people want and how can I deliver something that's exactly that or even better than that. And that's what keeps everything together, because we also have like UX and conversion rate optimization, and it all ties together in like understanding what people want and helping them reach their goal. And that's and with affiliate marketing, you learn that the problem with affiliate marketing is, in my opinion, you get pulled into a dark direction oftentimes because you don't care about the product, and that's why I'm not very positive about affiliate marketing anymore. When I was young, it was like I was 21, 22, 23. Then you do weird stuff. And that sounds horrible, but you know what I mean.
I mean, but it was also different times. I mean, back then, for us, it feels like the web always have been on that stage. But I mean, going 20 years back, the internet was still, it was way more wild west than now, and it was still in the early beginnings. I mean,
it was really cool. The Wild West aspect. I love that you said that, because that's how I think about those times. There were basically no rules in terms of search engines that could not be broken and could not be tried out. Nowadays, we work like with mid-sized and large corporations, so we have to be very, very, very careful and really like look at risk. And but at that point, you could do anything and see does it work, doesn't, and that's why it's valuable to have like affiliate websites to try things out. And we have been doing that for a long time. We still have like super old affiliate sites where we like experiment on stuff, because you can't experiment with client websites, obviously, and you
sure.
also can't experiment with your own website. Although there's a next episode on our channel where I
saw that.
experiment on our
You're still
website.
doing experiments with
With AI
how
content. It's
rank.
pretty amusing what happened. It's rather shocking. So I ranked some. Lambda is the large language model from Google, and we're pretty much ranking for that keyword with horrible AI trash content.
Yeah. So good that you're still experimenting. But yeah, of course, has a transition happened for you from Wild West affiliate days to being an agency owner and responsible of 40 people that work at your company, and also for the success of your clients. Or can you tell us a bit more how Evergreen Media works? So are you having an office? Where's your office? It's based in Innsbruck, right? Vienna? Austria?
Yes.
Yeah, Innsbruck,
So
Austria.
we're
I
in the
always have
beautiful city of Innsbruck, in the midst of the Alps, and we have here like two offices, 1 minute apart. And we have like we're not as cool and modern as you guys with like fully remote, but we also have like about 50% home office. And yeah, that's it. We didn't have a lot of we had like 1 day home office before Corona. Then in Corona, obviously there was only home office, and after that what we noticed in Corona was kind of that innovation is going down once you, or for us, right? I don't know how it's in other companies, but if people don't meet at the water cooler, a lot of innovation gets lost, because in our team, like we have like super cool people working here, but they are even cooler if they talk with each other like on a relaxed basis, and they have like these insanely fantastic ideas how we can like solve a client problem, or how we can make our processes more efficient. And for a lot of people, if you have like a cool culture, for them it's really important to like see the same people every day and have like that connection.
Yeah, definitely. A hybrid model definitely has the best of both worlds, and we feel it when we come from a company meeting where we bring everyone together. If you have a strong culture, and if you have people that are actually like-minded and like each other, they really miss on seeing each other in the office. So distributed for us is just a chance to hire talent everywhere and don't be focused on an area. But it has disadvantages because you obviously can disconnect. But yeah, so if you are able to have a hybrid model, that's really cool. What services are you offering exactly at Evergreen Media, and to which clients? Maybe you can name some.
Yeah, so we're mainly doing like long-term support for mid-sized businesses and large corporations. So we support them in their company goals with SEO and content marketing. So we always like to say, so if you want business impact, you really need to hire us. And we pretty much like cover the entire organic search channel, I would say. So we help people like discover what their audience wants, then and where there's like what people want, then create the content for that, and also help them like create content that first of all like keeps the audience interested, and then gets follows the entire customer journey where that interested person becomes a client. So, and that's why we offer everything from positioning over content marketing, over digital PR, UX and CRO, and what you already said, a lot of content marketing. So our largest department is content marketing, with 15 people that only think about content strategy, content creation, and so on, and how it all ties together. And that's I would say that's our that's like really product based, and we obviously also offer smaller like keyword research stuff and so on. But our core service is like helping people develop a strategy and scale like their online sales or generating online leads. That's really what we are all about. And it's always really hard to like name clients, because most clients don't like that on our website. I would rather have just look at our website. A lot of our biggest client does 260 billion yearly revenue, so one of the largest corporations of Europe. And we have but we also have smaller companies, right? So and it's also like, I'm not like, hey, I only work with like enterprise. I think it really depends on your business model, and the advantage with smaller companies is they're way more flexible, and you can do like, you can really do everything perfectly. And with an enterprise company, you always work within a framework with like really tight rules. And every project has like a fun part and a not so fun part.
Yeah. So what is your ideal client looking like? You say you like to work with companies of all sizes, from small, medium-sized companies up to enterprise. What I oftentimes experienced when I was running a marketing department or team, maybe by myself, and I cannot say I never said that in my life, is like when someone says we need to hire an SEO agency, like, we have to do some homework first. We have to first make our content strategy. We have to first make our SEO audit by ourselves before we go to the consultants, because they only tell us what we already know. But at the end of the day, you get nothing done, and years go on, and you're still pushing out that bad content that does not bring in revenue or pay out on company goals. So back to my question is like, who's your ideal client? What is he looking like? And maybe in which stage you would recommend to contact you already, maybe if you even think you're not ready yet.
So my ideal client, that has like totally changed over the years. Also what Google really likes. So nowadays we like strong brands. A strong brand is like really important for us, because it's really hard. So you can like do crazy things in SEO, but if you don't have a strong brand, everything's way tougher. Like, for example, just like building backlinks is way easier when you have like work with a well-known brand in that niche. If you have a no-name brand, it's very hard to do digital PR. It's super tough. So I like to have like companies as a client that have like a really strong product or a strong service with a solid brand and
within their niche or branch.
within
like,
their
it
niche.
doesn't
I don't
to-
need like a household name to rank, because household names most of the time they don't really profit that on that level from SEO. So and then as early as possible. So when you say, hey, we should do the SEO audit in-house and the keyword research in-house and so on. And I'll be honest, and I know some clients will not like to hear this, but I've never ever gotten something from internal SEO managers that was like really workable. So I would also always come as soon as possible. Obviously, SEO niche, I know we are like these dirty scammer guys in most eyes, but if you have like a really good agency, they can really change up your game. Because, for example, now we have like one of the largest IT consulting companies in Germany, and we're just starting out working together. And they want to work with us because of user centricity. They want someone from that has like an external view on the company and tells them, hey, your audience wants to hear this, they don't want to hear this. Stop publishing content like crazy. We will figure out this is what the potential clients want, and we're gonna like really have a strategy and think about what they need, what's the next step after this content piece, how does the customer journey work, what's the content marketing funnel, and build that out. So the earlier we get involved, and in this case, it's a super strong brand. They pretty much only get brand traffic. They have a lot of authority, but they have zero generic SEO traffic, and that's my absolutely favorite client. They have a strong brand. They have an amazing service. People love their what they are doing, but they are horrible in content marketing, and they are not good in understanding what their audience wants to read or wants to see in terms of graphics, because that's part of content, or in terms of videos. We can also tell people, hey, you should create a YouTube channel for this part of your audience. Yeah. And that's my favorite, my ideal perfect client. So those guys, they probably will listen to this and they will like, yeah, that's us.
Yeah, I wanted to say, if you now feel that Alexander has described yourself, don't be shy and reach out to Evergreen Media. If you think that an external perspective on what you're doing as a company is helpful. I mean, I've been doing content marketing since a decade or so, and it's always helpful to have someone from outside of a company looking at that and is questioning, what are you doing there? Why are you publishing that? On which goal does it pay in? Even if you think that you have internally an answer to it, the answer is oftentimes, well, 90% of the content we are doing is directly for the bin.
And that's
But
crazy
we're not
amounts of
measuring
money
it.
that are like going down the drain. So what's really important for me, like just one last part of that, is the misconception of what an SEO-driven content marketing agency does. Because people see like this, hey, yeah, they are creating SEO texts with like keyword density, blah, blah, blah. That's not what an SEO agency does, at least not a good one. A good one tells you, hey, these are the questions or the needs your audience has, and we are gonna create because every keyword is pretty much a need, and we're gonna develop the content to fulfill that need. And that has, obviously you need some keywords in your content, but that's like, if you can't do that right now, and you can only do that with an SEO agency, you have a different problem, because in 2 minutes of Googling, hey, you need your keyword in your title tag. What an SEO agency actually does is creating content that people and search engines love like crazy.
So you're going more to explore the search intent behind
Yes,
keywords, like
exactly.
what were people actually looking for, and what do you have to offer to fulfill
And what's
that
their end
information
goal,
with
right?
that?
So
Yeah.
there is this, if I search, I have this tiny goal, but there's some like end goal I want to reach. And that's also like, you have like your business model, and you have to figure out, can I even like fulfill their end goal? Because otherwise it doesn't make sense to rank for this keyword. If like this keyword, this tiny goal implies this end goal, but I can't offer this, then I shouldn't try to rank or create that content, because that's worthless traffic. And that's where we help like our clients, especially I would say enterprise level companies, because they are super successful and they think everything they're doing is gold. But oftentimes those people that think everything they do is gold, they don't know what their audience actually, why they are coming to them and to their services or products. And that's what we help them with.
Awesome. But coming to our topic of artificial intelligence, isn't that something that I can just do with ChatGPT? Like giving it a prompt and being like, I'm a medium-sized company in a certain vertical. What are the keywords I should rank for? And please print me out 10 blog posts or 10 pages for every keyword you have discovered. And then bang, I'm done, right?
That would be pretty nice if it was like that. So I think that's a larger question where we should like answer where generative AI is right now, and at what large language models are capable of doing and what they are not capable of doing. So I think it's really important for people who are listening or watching to understand a language model has like let's say has read large parts of the internet, and what and we're looking really now at text and not at imagery, because there's also generative AI obviously for imagery. You enter a word and the language model will just analyze, hey, depending on the word that's here or the multiple words or sentences or the briefing, what's the next likely word. So it's always just looking at word after word with likelihood. So what's really important to understand is GPT-3 and the competitive products, the competitors, they all work like this, and that's not how a human works, because a human thinks, a human understands concepts, a human is aware, and this is just something that generates words, and those words can be it can be like a correct sentence, it can be a correct sentence, but the information can be incorrect, or can be an incorrect sentence, but the information is correct. And it's not at that it's not should we reach a level where generative AI, a large language model, can write content on the level of a human, at that point everybody is replaceable, not content creators, not only journalists, because that would mean I will call it it can think, and when it can think, it can it has read everything. The only thing maybe at that point it can't do is like be aware and like collect new information. But if it can think, it can probably also solve that problem. And yeah, it's really important to understand at what level or point we are. And something people always like when I say that is, if you really think, or you use ChatGPT and you think you can replace your writers with that and solve your content marketing issues, then that doesn't mean that ChatGPT is such an amazing tool and GPT-3, the model behind it, is so amazing. It just means your content marketing totally sucks. And the problem
I
is
take that personal.
Yeah. The problem in the whole thing is, if we talk about content marketing, if we talk about SEO, I need to generate a competitive advantage, because I want to be number one. I want to be in the top 5. I want to be on the first page and so on. So I have to be better than the others. So if everybody invests in, hey, we're going to use GPT-3 or the other tools, because it doesn't matter, everybody has access to these cheap tools. So there is no competitive advantage. So there will... And the cool thing is, and I think I've shown it with Evergreen Media, what's possible with content marketing and without capital. I didn't have any capital. Everything is built on content marketing. We don't have a sales team. People come to us because we provide them with insights they have never seen anywhere else, on our YouTube channel, on our website, and so on. And that's the kind of content marketing businesses should do. And that's the kind of content marketing we do with clients. And that's why it sounds like I hate AI, but it isn't like that, because we use AI at Evergreen Media.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it sounded like for the listeners that Alexander is anti-AI, but I actually know, I would call you an AI pragmatic, as I have talked with you a little bit about that topic. Also, your YouTube channel explains that a little bit more. I like what you say, driving demand or creating demand with your YouTube channel. I think especially in your field, where you said SEO agencies are perceived as shady, link builder, bot networks, whatever, because there are definitely black hats out there or people that offered cheap tricks and solutions. I think your YouTube channel actually helps there a lot because you show real expertise and your personality as a founder and CEO, and that you actually, yeah, what your values are, what you're caring about. So this is for you one of the major channels you actually drive demand to your agency, right?
Yeah, I always talk about our content marketing ecosystem, and I think other companies always should think like that. You want to, I think others call it flywheel, whatever. But I like ecosystem. I love to create something where, if somebody comes into the ecosystem, like let's say I to like get the first contact with someone, I use Google Ads. But once they are in my ecosystem, um, I I teach them like valuable skills. I show them how it's done, and then at some point, if that person has an issue and needs something and needs expertise, they don't look at 5 agencies. They just come to us, and I don't have to compete over price. And I think that's the most important thing for any business. Like, obviously there are companies or business models where you will always compete over price. But if you have the possibility to not compete over price, then that's the most important choice you can make. And content marketing can be about that. And that's why I don't oftentimes understand why content marketing is still something where people like, no, I don't want to invest that much money and so on, because it can really drive insane levels of profitability and growth.
And not only the money, I think it's all, I mean, also a time invest, which is money, but you take that very serious and create the content by yourself. Like you're producing one YouTube video per week, right? And put yourself in front of a camera for 1 hour. So how much time do you invest in content per week?
It really depends, right? So if we have like a topic like artificial intelligence, where I really have to be careful about the words I use and have to be careful about the perception, then it will be like, I used a lot of time over like the Christmas vacation to really work out those videos. If it's something that's for me like super basic and that's like a lot of videos, then it's the time investment for one video is 1 hour and the creation of the video. And so it really depends. I can't say, yeah.
Yeah, but still, what I think is valuable in the discussion of content and AI, where a lot of hopes were on time optimization and increased productivity, because I have that AI writer that has no blocks in writing anything. It's just printing me content after content, which is maybe able to replace or enhance a lot of people in the team, so I can produce a lot more, even more with the same people. But you are still investing your personal valuable time, even in your Christmas vacation, to produce content. So
Yeah. It depends what you want to do. Like, so it's all everything in life is like about there are different levels of everything. So if you want to stick out, and if you want to be like if you want to be that company that is dominating Google search or like dominating its niche, then you have to be better than the others, obviously. So with AI, I would say the level of AI content that can be produced today is super low level, of a super low level writer. So my joke is always like, when I was like 8 years old and the articles I had to write for school, that's the level of content I can create with AI. And obviously AI has like a larger vocabulary and has knowledge I wouldn't have with 8 years. But if you like, if you look at the narrative, the thread, what AI is really good about is saying something like a statement of blah blah blah, but the AI will never be able, or at least now, to like use rational arguments why this statement is correct. It can say something it has read, but it can't argument why this is correct, and that's for me low level content. So if you look at ChatGPT, obviously it's made for chatbots, and I think in that it will be a game changer. But obviously, Google has, like with Bart, we will just see an enhancement of search engines with chatbots, and it makes total sense because where search engines are really bad, in my opinion, are with like simple questions. They have these featured snippets, but obviously for me that's a crappy solution. If I want to know how many people live in Innsbruck, a chatbot can ask that for me. And if that's a longer conversation, then that makes total sense. Or, hey, I'm gonna go travel there. What's the things? What are like the coolest sites and blah 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 blah. That's a conversation that maybe makes sense to solve with a chatbot, and that's where I think AI will like be crazy good. But I think ChatGPT is a hype. People have not really worked with the tool. So we have been working to just elaborate a little bit. We've been working with generative AI since 2020, because in 2020, May 2020, GPT-3 was released. And that's like the foundation for ChatGPT. And ChatGPT simply based on this large language model, a solution for chatbots. It's not a tool for generating content, and it was never the plan that it was a tool for generating content. And people just, if you look at the at ChatGPT content, you see there is no single thread through the thing, and it's because it's a chatbot. It's not. It wasn't made for that, and it's very hard to make something to make like, let's say you want to create an expert article on WordPress. Even if the chatbot has read all the content on WordPress, it has never worked with WordPress. It has no real world experience. It has never in its life solved anything. How could it ever, or how could you think that it could do that? And that's really important to think about. And I think there will be really cool use cases. And I think we at Evergreen Media use AI for ideas for angles, topics, outlines, for simple definitions and FAQs. But our content creation lead, Suzanne, I talked to her like last week. She says, yeah, it helps us save time on the least time consuming and easiest parts of content creation. So
But that's something. I mean, that's a tool you can use in your work, right?
exactly,
And to have
that's
it in your
why we
arsenal
use it. And it depends on we have a lot of like complex clients. So she was like, so she's currently working on this like really large enterprise level clients with digital signatures, and her other clients are really deep into finance. ChatGPT can't help you with that, and it won't help you. I don't think in 5 years it will help you with that kind of content. But if you have an online shop, you're in e-commerce, and you have a category page that needs some more content, so it's more relevant for a keyword. I think that very simple content, you can have like a GPT-3 create something for you, and then a human edits it and figures it out. And if the topic is like t-shirts, or the topic is summer dresses, I think what it can create is actually usable, and a human wouldn't, because the human brain, it doesn't make sense to invest human brain capacity in that kind of content. But everything that's a little more complex, and with a little more complex, you're pretty fast into something a little more complex. It's not like, hey, we can create content for all this. So if you have an online shop that's B2B, and that has like a little, like it's on something niche, ChatGPT or GPT-3 hasn't read anything on niche stuff. So it will just blabber
and that's basically the biggest disadvantage, like the generative aspect, or like the pre-learned aspect of that, of ChatGPT, or like of every open
Obviously in the
language
future
model.
we will just train. So what large companies, what they're doing right now and what will be the future is, and let's not talk about ChatGPT, because ChatGPT is a chatbot and it will be integrated in Bing, and but what will happen is they will train stuff on their own data, and then they get like obviously better results on that. But if you want like create content to like attract customers, you have to like stick out, and sticking out is impossible obviously with AI content if everybody uses the same language model.
Yeah. I like you explained that a lot in your YouTube videos. Like, how can you have a competitive advantage with your content if everybody has access to the same cheap source of AI or language model, and you can just everybody has the same content which they
So
work
what
with.
happens?
So
That's the funny thing, and that's what when we in the introduction stage, what I said was, large companies are waking up, because what they understand better than all these small companies is competitive advantage, and they understand if they don't invest now in really good content, the AI content will like steal them visibility. So what we're seeing is they start making larger content investments, while the smaller companies are like reducing content investments. And I think that's really interesting to see how more successful companies think. And I always try to I learn so much from our clients, because most of the time they are way more successful than I am, and I'm always like, why are they doing this and not that? Long term that makes sense.
yeah, I mean, it's quite contrary to what we were expecting in November, December, when everybody was like, "Oh my God, we content teams will get fired. We're doing with less people even more content, and we just spam the whole internet." We actually see companies now being a couple of steps ahead and discovering, if everybody is publishing mediocre AI created content, we need to invest in quality and push even harder on the quality thing to stand out. But it will probably pay off, right? Because you're like conquering your unique position. Like, I mean, it's easy when I think about it. And my competition where I am in, the more I think about, the more it makes sense. If everybody would now publish AI content, and I just start this podcast or go on YouTube or go whatever, and try to bring in a human touch in everything we do, and go the extra mile to stand out and be extra helpful, that probably will pay off if it ranks. Like it need to
And it's
rank so
also
people see that
culture.
it's helpful.
Yeah,
Right?
so it can rank, right? So in one of our next episodes I will show how good it can rank. But the problem always is, once it gets user signals, it starts dropping, because obviously the user signals won't be as good. And I think in the entire AI debate, what people forget is people trust in people, and people talk to people, and we are all in this together. So I always think about, how does it feel for a potential customer if I just don't care, just hear this AI crap content? Do you think that that will convince him that I am like a good partner to work with, you know? So I'm I don't even like to write. So where AI is really good at is like formulating emails, but I also have like a tool that like if I start writing, it just predicts
Yeah,
how
it
we'll
finished
continue.
finish the
Um,
sentence. Yeah.
yeah, a prediction tool. So we have like in content we have tools that like edit, we have tools that predict, and we have tools that generate. We're talking about generation. I really like the prediction tools when I write, because I don't like generating an email because I try in my emails to give everything like a personal touch. Obviously, we are in high-end service and consulting, and that's really needed. Obviously, with other business models, maybe that's less needed.
Yeah, but I mean, what would you personally think if you discover that that the people you're writing emails or Slacks with and in a professional environment use AI to formulate emails? It would be
Yes.
like, do you care so less about me that you don't
Yep.
take 15 minutes to write an email? It's the
Yep.
same with LinkedIn content where I mean, humans are pretty good in discovering syntax, and
Yes.
so I can see if a post is written with ChatGPT. It's like always number
Obviously,
1, 2,
yeah.
3, 4, and then that good conclusion. I mean, the AI is really good in making a conclusion to a very short paragraph, and
Yeah.
it's always so elaborate and so good reading. And I know exactly, okay, that's just an AI-generated content piece with one sentence ahead. And I understand why people do it, but in people-to-people communication, that is not a polite way to communicate. And where you changed my mind right now is, I mean, I would never have used it in email because I find it unpolite, but even a blog post or even a website is a people-to-people conversation and not a business to customer or business to prospect, and we spam you with AI content until you close a contract, and then we start talking personally to you.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you're right.
I still think so. Not we're so that we are not getting into AI. It's a really cool. We think it's a really cool tool, and we always say we use AI in a supportive way during content creation to improve the final product, and that's exactly how we use it. But it's really important to understand that I know that's the definition, and but we always say like artificial intelligence. For me, those tools are not intelligent. I know it's like machine learning, artificial intelligence, and that's the correct way to say. But for me, as long as something is not able to think, to understand, to be aware, for me, it's not intelligence. We still need humans. We like need humans more than ever, especially with like new information, seeing like discovering false information, creating something that's emotional, that's good for the brand, that builds trust and so on, because that's what content marketing is about. And the thing is, I always feel like people try to I posted something on that on LinkedIn a couple of weeks ago. People always try to maximize profit, which is pretty much is obviously what a business is about. But how would you feel if you have like this a topic you love and you have like this amazing blog you always read, and they start creating their content with ChatGPT? If you want content that sticks out and does something for your brand, it can not mainly be created with AI. And I think we will see the human cyborg situation in a couple of years, where content creators just simply use AI. And in some cases, if it's like very simple content, let's say e-commerce content for t-shirts, then we will see like 90% AI, 10% human editing. And for something, for example, we're working also together. So for a company like yours, I think also that even in 5 years, we will only see like 10% AI and 90% human, because you guys sell something super high end on enterprise level. AI is not ready for that and will never be, probably.
Yeah. So
don't say never.
no, I'm never saying never. I'm too much marketer by heart to want to squeeze every opportunity if it comes. But I get your point, and I see, okay, completely AI generated content will not be the future. There will be a mix. If I'm now a content marketer or a company of thinking, okay, I use AI as a tool, one of many tools I use. I maybe use an SEO agency using an SEO tool. I maybe have my AI writing tools to spin ideas, to finish content. Have I to be afraid of damaging my rankings with AI content? Because like it's how is Google reacting to that?
So they made like a 180% degree turn on that topic, because when I made my first videos, like end of or in January, February, it was still against Google guidelines, because Google is they are very aware of the situation also before AI content. So what's a common misconception is the internet was always full of bad, crappy, low-end content, and now it's simply easier to create more of that, and everybody is aware that they can. And but Google also understands we are progressing as a society, and so they now say it doesn't matter how content is produced, as long as it is user-oriented and helpful, it's totally fine. And they have like done a lot last year to go in that direction, and to like figure out a world where AI content is a reality. So they have this like crazy focus now on helpful content, with also the helpful content in the update was launched in August 2020 in US and December 2022. Did I say 2020? So August 2022, and in German-speaking countries, or I think worldwide, in December 2022. And if you read the guidelines, you're like, you guys are like, helpful content, but what you're actually saying, we don't like AI content because it's not helpful, and we will punish you for that. So I think you should. It's creating AI content or content with AI. There's not a watermark, or Google will not like discriminate against it on a general level. But if the content is not helpful, but also if you have like a bad writer and it's not helpful, they will punish you for it. So that's how you should see it. So create something helpful, which I think is like the obvious thing if you create content for a website. I know for most people it's not obvious. They think, hey, how can I rank? But if you want to rank and then sell something, you better be helpful. And I think the helpful content update is something rather obvious, and I hope everybody tries to create helpful content.
I think that was a wonderful sentence to wrap this podcast episode up, and have like that as main key takeaway. We talked a lot about AI, how that influences content marketing and SEO, and what Alexander said last, that content needs to be helpful, and that should be your purpose on why you are creating content for your audience, whoever you are. If you are a blogger, if you are a small company, if you are a big enterprise, content should be helpful, and AI maybe is a tool to get there a little bit quicker. I personally think, and I think you agree with that, we are still in the early phase of AI, and we will see where we are in a couple of years. I mean, the next versions...
100 trillion parameters.
Yeah, that's a lot. Like, and there will be new products, there will be new services out there that enhance the tool stack of SEOs and marketers, and it will be very, very exciting where we are in a couple of years. But humans will. Do you agree with that? 100% AI or 100% human? It will never be 100% AI, and humans will be out of the scope.
I think
right?
what I always think by these with these things is, I think the lives of humans are gonna be better than they were. So in 10 years, I think we will have better lives than 10 years ago, than now.
You're an optimist.
I'm not even an optimist. I think that's just the trend we are on, and maybe like in terms of financial situation right now is probably a bit different, but in terms of jobs, I think jobs are always gonna get cooler and cooler and cooler, because that's what my life until now showed. All the boring stuff is killed, and only the cool stuff remains, the cool complex stuff that AI can't do, and that's where it's gonna go. And I love it. I love more tools and less boring, repetitive stuff.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you very much, Alexander, for your
Thanks for
opinion
having
on
me.
artificial intelligence. I learned a lot, and I hope the listeners also. What we have still open is to discover your lie.
Yes, I'm very excited.
So, your 3 point, maybe repeat them to listeners who maybe missed them.
You just tried to trip me up, and then so number one, I have 6 copies of my favorite book, Marcus Aurelius' Meditations. 2, I can speak Dutch fluently, and I'm from Brugge in Belgium. And my dream as a child was to become a farmer.
As a child. But, I mean, a farmer in Belgium or a farmer in Austria? Like, in the Alm?
No,
or
it's
like,
all
you
it's
know?
all about the machinery and about the
Machinery.
animals. It was never about the location.
Okay. Yeah, I think that you own 6 copies of Marcus Aurelius' Meditations is a bit crazy to have a book that often, but I think that is true. And I
Correct.
tell you why, because I learned from you that you like to share knowledge, and I bet first you have a couple of copies for yourself on different places, maybe at work, maybe at your home office. Secondly, I bet you give it to some colleagues. Yeah.
True.
Great. The Belgium thing. Okay, it would be easy. I mean, if I just ask you to speak Dutch, but you studied informatic, or you're still studying informatic. It's pretty far away from farming, but I mean, farming got a incredible technological field of work today. If you see the machines and how they connected and have satellites in, like a tractor. There's one Twitch streamer who streams himself driving a tractor, and that thing is a self-driving tractor with satellite
cool is
GPS.
that?
It's amazing. Go check him out on Twitch. Yeah, I think the farming one is a lie, and you have origins in Belgium.
You sure about that?
Yes, I lock it in.
So I thought it was really hard to. I've never played that game, and it's really hard. And I was really unfair, and I'm gonna state that.
So you tricked
The
me.
thing with Belgium is the lie. But I am half Dutch, and that's why I was like, then he's gonna ask me to talk Dutch, and then I'll be like, yeah, obviously I can speak Dutch, and that's how.
That's why you
I'm
why
from
you
the.
opted
So
it
I'm
like that.
originally from Netherlands.
So that's where your last name is coming from, Rus?
No, my father is from like very far away, a long time away from Russia. So Rus is a Russian name.
Ah, okay.
So
Didn't know.
but I think like 10 generations or something.
Yeah. Okay, so you are you wanted to become a farmer when you were a kid. You have been really you had little tractors and wanted to. When did you give up on that dream?
I
When you
think when I
discovered
was
affiliate
like
marketing.
12 or 13, then I started to get into computers like crazy, like
Yeah.
taking them apart and so on and putting them back together.
Yeah.
The good old times. Nowadays, nobody knows how to like do like really like graphics and like put a computer together. In the good old days, it was all about like you bought this for your computer and put in this so you could like play.
I could do
game.
that as a kid actually, and then
Yeah.
bought a computer last year and were not able to install like a hard disk. I had to call a friend of mine and be like, I cannot install that hard disk. I don't know what the mainboard looks anymore. But when I was a kid, I was able to, yeah. But
And
the
that's what
interesting
really
thing,
changed my Yeah. View on the world. So computers are like, I love computers. And
Yeah. But
it's all really cool.
I want to give you one last thing. I know we are way over time, but what I find a very interesting point of view on digital publishing, content marketing, doing business in the web or SEO, which oftentimes looks very shorthanded because oftentimes what we do gets deleted a couple of years later and
Yes.
redone and relaunched. But actually, I think the term digital gardening can give us a perspective of like growth and planting a seed. It's like creating a content, wait until it ranks, then it is a little plant, then you nurture it more, maybe rewrite it, repurpose it, add images, add video. And I
Have you
think you're
seen that
still a
video
farmer, a
about
content
that?
farmer. No, do you have one?
Yeah, we have a video on that. So that's how we actually explain SEO and content marketing to our clients, because it's a lot. It's really like farming. It's like you have like to take care. Stuff has to be get managed, and so on and so on. And that's it's really, it sounds so weird if it was digital content, but it's really fulfilling if you do it well. And you have like these crazy crops sometimes where you like you have built this one page, and if you would like buy ads for the traffic, it would cost you 100,000 a month or something. And you have these like amazing successes, and still you have always what you said. Hey, either it's good enough, but at some point it won't be good enough anymore, and then you have to improve it and work on it and so on. So it's a lot of like farming. You have good years,
Yeah.
you have bad years. No,
And always something
to
to
our
do.
clients, they don't have bad years.
No, of course no. Well, if you ask a farmer, there's always a bad year. Too much
Yeah.
rain, not enough rain. It's always
Exactly.
something. But still important just to work on it constantly and make the best out of every possibility. Thank you, Alexander, for your time, for your knowledge. It was a pleasure to have you here, and I wish you a wonderful year of farming content with Evergreen Media. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun. Thanks.
The Online Marketing Cabin is brought to you by Impside, Europe's biggest WordPress agency. If you run a website or online shop or are in need of a WordPress or WooCommerce plugin, Impside is your go-to agency for solutions on an enterprise scale.